Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. So in this session today we'll be doing a couple of geometry and mensuration caselets. So what happens in a geometry caselet that you would be applying more than one concept in a question, and in couple of questions uh, you know uh, you would be required to apply 2 to 3 different concepts on geometry. So I have taken couple of questions here. Some are triangle based, some are area based, and some are circles based. So let's get started now. So this is the first set. In the given figure, ABCD is a rectangle and each of the two circles with center O and P, and they have a radius A. So for this rectangle, the breadth comes out to be 2A and the length comes out to be 4A. The first question is that what is the length of the diagonal AC? So you have been asked to find out the length of this diagonal AC. Now this looks like the length of AB happens to be 4A and the length of BC happens to be 2A, and this particular angle is 90 degree. As we know, this is a rectangle, this angle should be 90 degree, and AC is nothing but the hypotenuse here. So when we have to find out AC, it's going to be 4A square plus 2A square. That comes out to be under root 20A square, which would be 2 root 5A. So the length of diagonal AC would be 2 root 5A. The next one in this, a line segment is drawn from a point E on AB to point F on CD such that the line EF passes through the point of contact of two circles. What is the value of angle AFP? So what do we mean here essentially is that this is point E, this is point F, and the line EF passes through the point of contact of two circles, and we are supposed to find out the value of this particular angle AFP. Now value of angle AFP, to find out that, first we'll have to find out what is the value of these angles. Okay, now this particular angle is going to be 90 degree. Why? Because the radius and tangent to a circle are always at 90 degree to each other, or they are always perpendicular to each other. And let's say if this point is P, PA is going to be PO, because this is nothing but the radius of circle. So if PA is equals to PO, these two angles should be equal and they are going to be 45 degree. So this angle is 45 degree. Similarly, this angle will also be 45 degree. Now in triangle AFB, we have angle A as 45 degree, angle B as 45 degree. So the angle at F, or angle AFB, would be 90 degree. So that is our answer here. We have simply used the property of that the radius and a tangent in a circle are always perpendicular to each other. Now the next question. If triangles AOD and BPC are constructed and cut out, then what is the area of the remaining portion of the rectangle? So let's join AOD and BPC. And one thing we know here, that area triangle AOD would be equal to area triangle BPC. Now in triangle AOD, AD is 2A, equivalent to the breadth of rectangle, and this particular length, let's say this is OX is going to be A, the radius of circle, So area triangle AOD is half base into height. So half 2a into a, that comes out to be a square. And this will also be equivalent to area triangle BPC. Now we are supposed to find out the area of the remaining portion if these two triangles are cut out. That could be find out by area of rectangle minus twice area triangle AOD, because AOD and BPC are equal in area. Area of rectangle would be 4a into 2a, that is 8a square, minus 2a square. So our answer would be here 6a square. Okay, I hope it's clear. Next one, what is the measure of angle BAO? That means they're asking about this particular angle. This we have already solved while doing the second question. So we have a straight answer. Measure of angle BAO is equals to 45 degree. What fraction of the area of rectangle is not covered by the circles? So here, to answer this question, we need to first find out what is the area of rectangle which is not covered by circle. That can be found out by area of rectangle minus area occupied by two circles. So area of rectangle is 8a square, area occupied by two circles twice pi. Radius of each circle is a, so 2 pi a square is the area not occupied by circles. But here we need to give the answer in terms of fraction. So this area has to be divided by the area of rectangle. We want this area as a fraction of the area of entire rectangle. A square will get cancelled. We can take 2 common, and finally we get answer as 4 minus pi by 4. This is the fraction of the area of rectangle which is not covered by circles. So this was an easy question. What we have used, probably the area of triangle half base into height, or radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other, that property. Okay, so this involves some very basic properties. Let's have a look at the other question. So that is the second set. In the given figure, there are 3 semicircles ABC, AEF, FDC. The distance between AC is 28 meter and F is the midpoint of AC. That means radius of semicircle ABC is 14 meter and radius of semicircle AEF, which is equivalent to radius of semicircle FDC, that is equals to 7 meter. Okay, and so this particular length is 28 and only this much portion is 14. So BF is also going to be 14, and so this length would be 14 here, and CH would be 7. Okay. The rectangle JKHG touches the edges of the 3 semicircles. A path 2 meter wide is constructed outside the rectangular area JKHG. The dotted line AC shows a barbed wire fence separating the 3 semicircles. Okay. Now first question is, what is the perimeter of the unshaded area covered by the 3 semicircle? As you can recall, perimeter of a semicircle is half of the perimeter of a circle. So that comes out to be 2 pi r, which is the perimeter of a circle, divided by 2, that is pi r. We want the perimeter of the unshaded area covered by the 3 semicircles. So all we are looking at is the perimeter of the three semicircles. So for the bigger semicircle ABC, the perimeter is going to be 14 pi, and there are two smaller semicircles, each with a radius of 7. It's going to be 7 pi. Eventually we get 28 pi. Now 28 pi would mean the perimeter is actually 88 meter. That is the answer here. Next one. If the area received 3 centimeter of rainfall on a particular day, then what is the volume of rainwater harvested from the area enclosed by the 3 semicircles? Okay. So for here, to solve this question, we will have to first find out the area enclosed by the 3 semicircles and then multiply by the rainfall received on that particular day. So area of 3 semicircles. Now area of a circle is pi r square. So area of a semicircle would be pi r square by 2. So that would be half of twice area of a semicircle plus the area of the bigger semicircle. This comes out to be, when we put the value of pi, this comes around 462 meters square. Now this is the area enclosed by the 3 semicircles. We want to calculate the amount of rainfall received by this particular area. So that would be 462 meter square area into 3. Will that give me the right answer? No. Why? Because this area is in meter and the data about the rainfall received is in centimeter. So this has to be divided by 3 by 100. So our answer comes out to be 13.86 meter square. That is the the volume of rainwater harvested from the area, or the meter cube. That is the volume of rainwater harvested from the area enclosed by the 3 semicircles. Okay, so just take care of the units because the rainfall data was given in centimeter, whereas the length or the other length we are talking about this figure are in meter. So you need to take care of the conversion of the units. The next question is, if the area of the largest semicircle is grazed by a cow tethered to a point F, that means we have tied the cow here, what is the area grazed within the rectangle JKCA that is left ungrazed? So now we are not talking about the entire rectangle, we are only talking about JKCA. Dimensions of JKCA are, it is a rectangle of 28 by 14. Remember, this is 28, J to K, and K to C is 14. And so we are looking at the area which is not being grazed by the cow. That means we are looking at this darker gray area. So how do we calculate this? Area of rectangle minus area of the bigger semicircle ABC. So that's simple. 28 into 14 minus half pi r square. That comes around 84 meter square. Okay, this is an easy question. Moving on. What is the cost of paving the path outside the rectangle at the rate of rupees 25 per square meter? So for here we have to find out the area of pathway. As you can see, a path 2 meter wide is constructed outside the rectangular area JK at G. Now we have one rectangle which is JKHG, which has the dimension 28 into 21, and there is an outer rectangle which is created by the pathway. The pathway is 2 meter wide. Let's say this outer rectangle is PQRS. The dimension of rectangle PQRS would be 32 in length, because 2 meter would be increased here and 2 meter would be increased here, and the breadth would be 25. Again 2 meter increased here and 2 meter increased here. So the area of pathway will be calculated as the difference of the two rectangles, the area of bigger rectangle minus the area of smaller rectangle. So that would be 32 into 25 minus 28 into 21. That comes out to be 212 meters square. That is the area of the pathway. We want the cost of paving the path at the rate of rupees 25 per square meter. So the cost will be 212 meters square into rupees 25. So this comes out to be rupees 5300. That is the cost of paving the path outside the rectangle at the rate of rupees 25 per square meter. The last question in this, the shaded area outside the two semicircle is covered in lawn. So we are talking about this lighter gray area. This particular area has been covered in lawn. What is the cost of mowing the lawn at the rate of rupees 15 per square meter? So again, if we want to find out the area of this lighter gray region, we will have to subtract the area of two semicircles from the area of rectangle A, C, H, G. So area rectangle ACHG is, this is a rectangle of the dimension 28 into 7, and this comes out to be 196 meters square. The area covered by two semicircles is twice pi r square by 2. That comes out to be 7 square of 49 pi. So when we calculate this, when we subtract the area covered by two semicircles from the area of rectangle ACHG, we get 42 meters square. That is the area or the shaded area outside the two semicircles, and the rate of mowing is rupees 15 per square meter. So we'll multiply that by rate and we'll get our answer as 630. So that is the cost of mowing the lawn at the rate of rupees 15 per square meter. Let's have a look at one more question. Now in this question, there is a circular plot of land with a square enclosure inside such that the corner of the squares touch the circumference of the circle. There is a horse tethered by a rope at O, the center of the circle, such that when the rope is taut, that means the rope is tightly held, it can reach the sides of the square. Also, what is being shared with us is that the measure of the area of circular plot is equal to the measure of the perimeter of the square. Now, before solving this question, there is a standard result that I think you all should be aware of, and that is that whenever we have a square inscribed inside a circle, there is a definite relationship between the side of square and the radius of circle. If let's say A is the side of square and R is the radius of circle, as you can see, the diameter of circle also happens to be the diagonal of square. That means you can say 2R is equals to A root 2 or A is equals to root 2R. Now this is the standard result which you can use. You do not need to derive it when you're giving the exam. Whenever you find a square inscribed inside a circle, go ahead and use this result, that A is equals to root 2R or the side of square is equal to root 2 times the radius of circle. There's one more standard result which I feel you should keep with you, and whenever if there's a condition where you can apply, you should go ahead and apply. And that is, if we have a circle and an equilateral triangle inside it, A is the side of triangle and R is the radius of circle, then A is always equals to root 3 times of radius. So again, this is the standard result that you can use without deriving it. You can just go ahead and use this. So we'll be using, in this question, we'll be using the relationship wherein a square is inscribed inside a circle. So let's say here we take the length of square as A. Okay. So let me name the side of squares. So we can say the diagonal BD should be root 2A, and the radius of the circular plot, which is outer, is A by root 2, because remember A is equals to root 2R. So from here we can say R is equals to A by root 2. Now according to the question, it is given that measure of the area of circular plot is equal to the measure of the perimeter of the square. Now what is the area of circular plot? Pi r square. R happens to be A by root 2. So pi r square, that means A by root 2 into A by root 2. This is given to us as equivalent to perimeter of the square. Perimeter of the square is 4A. And from here we get that A is equals to 8 upon pi units. Okay, this is what we have got, A. Okay. In terms of pi. Now the question here was, what is the area of the circular plot? Area of the circular plot was pi a square by 2. So we'll just put that value. Area of circular plot is pi a square by 2. This is one we can see here, and A happens to be 8 upon pi. So we have 8, 2, pi and pi. So we get the area of circular plot as 32 upon pi square units. Okay, so we have used this relationship here, or that whenever we have a square inscribed inside a circle, A will be equal to root 2 times of radius. Let's have a look at the second question. What is the area of the square enclosure which remains ungrazed by the horse? Okay, now if we can see, the area of square enclosure that remains ungrazed by the horse is this area. Okay, and if the side of square is A, the radius of this inner circle is A by 2. So how can we find this area? As area of square minus area of the inner circle. Area of square is A square minus area of inner circle is pi. Radius is A by 2. Pi A square by 4. So we get this as, if we take A square common, we get 1 minus pi by 4, or it is a square 4 minus pi by 4. That is the area of the square enclosure that remains ungrazed by the horse. The next one in this. What is the length of the side of the square? That means A. And if we can recall a calculation here in the first question, we have found out A as 8 upon pi. So this, we have already found the answer for this question, that A is equals to 8 upon pi. If we want the definite value, we can find out that also. 8 upon 22 by 7, that's 56 by 22, and that comes out to be as 2.54 units, because in this question nothing has been mentioned about, so we are saying units. So the next question here is, what is the ratio of the area of the largest circle to that of smaller circle? Now, as you can recall, in the first question we have calculated area of the circular plot. Area of the circular plot, or which is the largest circle, came out to be 32 upon pi unit. And area of the smaller circle would be pi r square, where r happens to be 4 upon pi. Radius of this inner circle is a by 2, and a by 2 comes out to be 4 upon pi. 4 upon pi here. Yes, okay. So this would be pi, 4 by pi, and again 4 by pi. This comes out to be 16 by pi. So when we take ratio of these two, we get 32 upon pi is to 16 upon pi. We get ratio as 2:1. So answer here, the ratio of the larger circle, ratio of the area of the larger circle to that of smaller circle is 2:1 here. Now what is the length of the rope with which the horse is tethered? Now if you look closely, the length of the rope with which the horse is tethered is nothing but the radius of the inner circle. So the length of the rope is equal to the radius of inner circle, and which is a by 2. A by 2 happens to be 4 upon pi, because in the beginning only we have calculated a as 8 upon pi. So 4 upon pi, that is 4 into 7 upon 22, that comes out to be 1.27 units. Okay, so it's a simple set using some basic properties of circles and squares, and the basic understanding whenever we have a square inside a circle. The standard result, if you didn't have that standard result, you would have taken time to calculate that. If you remember that standard result, that a is equals to root 2r, then you could have straight away started this question, solving this question. So that's all for this session. If you have any more specific question that you want me to explain you, or you want a detailed solution, you can reach out to me at my Telegram ID, or email it to me at, I'll just share my email ID. My email ID is priyanka5980@gmail.com. So all the best for your upcoming exams. Thank you. Bye bye.